Welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hat Show, obviously episode 137. And yeah, obviously, predominantly it is the Arsenal reaction in this game. Um, and then obviously we will talk about a few little bits at the end, but predominantly the reaction. And we'll be back again tomorrow for another one with a Man City fan. So yeah, 8 p.m. that'll be a bit later on, but that's the time that works for all three of us. So yeah, like always, I'm joined with my dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks, mate. Right, everyone's cool.
Yep, no, absolutely. Big up to everyone that liked and was waiting before we went on. But yeah, let's get straight into it. So obviously Arsenal, what a crazy game it ended up being. Obviously we both knew we'd lose by a goal. But to be fair, we played really well, and it was one of them heartbreaking ones. I don't think especially in the near future, would have said that I was, gutted that we didn't get a result against Arsenal. That just shows how far we've come. But yeah, obviously the lineup was an interesting one. Obviously we was a bit wary of the defence going into it. Who's it going to be, etc. Kaminsky in goal. That was one that was straightforward. I had a little bit of banter when I went on one of the Arsenal channels. I was like, well, one position that's not hard because he's been good and he's not injured is Kaminsky. So obviously he was in goal. Menji was in. I thought it'd maybe be Lockyer and not him, but it was the other way around. Osho and Bell. So obviously Bell in that left centre back role, which again it's not ideal, but we have to make do with what we had to make do with. Doughty on the left, good to see him back. Kabore on the right. Ruddock and Barkley in the midfield. It was always going to be them. Obviously, Nakamba definitely was not going to be available for the Arsenal game. And then the front three was quite interesting. Brown, Townsend, and Elijah. Now, I said it. I felt Morris should be dropped. It wasn't really affecting games and that sort of thing. But I was surprised that Elijah and Brown were both starting. Personally, I thought it'd maybe be, Brown obviously the highest up, then Townsend, then Chio, for example. But then again, Chio didn't look like he's maybe carrying something slightly against Brentford because he just didn't look the same, when he's going on, trying to take on players. He weren't really doing that in that game, but obviously he was on the bench and the bench was for us. Berry, Chong, Clark, Giles, Johnson, Krul, Morris, Nelson and Chio. So, you've got the attacking options on the bench, that's for sure. But yeah, I was interested. I was, obviously good to see Menji back, good to see Doughty back. But I was surprised a little bit with the change of the front three, but I wasn't disappointed with it because I said I felt Morris needed to be dropped. And to be fair, Elijah's, this is what I'm hoping for with Morris if he continues to not start games. It's sort of like what it was for Elijah and Brown, where they've come on and they've done stuff to grant them a start. I hope it's sort of like that for Morris. As the weeks go on, if he doesn't start. But yeah, overall, I was happy in the lineup. It's good to see Menji in that, like I say. But yeah, your thoughts on that lineup, Dad, when you saw it?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. Bell starting, that in that position, we didn't. But obviously, if everyone's out, then we got a much choice. So it's far from our strongest lineup, and it was still right. Yeah, it's good to see like Elijah getting a start, and Brown obviously, and the formation as well. The 3-4-2-1 was quite, because I thought it'd be a bit more defensive than that, but we weren't. We went at them as well. So yeah, it was decent. And obviously no defenders on the bench, I don't think. So
Except Johnson, literally.
Yeah. He started after an hour, anyway, we brought other players on. So that's probably his intention anyway, because we got a lot of games in December, 7, I think. So, we got Man City next, so I can understand why he's doing that. So, we didn't start with our, certain players are playing really well on that, but Chio's like really a starter, isn't he? Lockie is injured, be starting. We haven't had Nakamba for 2 or 3 games now. So that's interesting to see how we're doing. Because we were talked before that we thought, oh, if he's not playing, that's it. We're not stuffed, but we're going to struggle. But we haven't actually.
No.
He's definitely missed because he does bring. He breaks up play a hell of a lot. Do you know what I mean? So when he's back, he's just going to benefit us more, and I believe that he possibly will be back for the next game as well. So it's going to be interesting. But
yeah, that's another thing I'm going to touch on after we've done our whole Arsenal reaction, because a lot of positives have come back today regarding obviously the injury news and that sort of thing. Obviously, I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm just going to say who's back and that sort of thing. So obviously, we'll save the preview for tomorrow. But yeah, going into the first half, very lively first half, if we're being honest. I'd say first 20 minutes, I'd say Arsenal were putting pressure on us, which again, we expect. Obviously I did get a goal in the 20th minute. Martinelli, even though he did have a bit of his over exaggeration, rolling around, all that sort of thing. If there was a best player for him, in my opinion, I'd probably say, or for them, sorry, it's probably him. Obviously he got the goal. They put him in the lead, Saka. And, it's one of them where, not necessarily at home, but if that was away, you'd have probably seen, especially earlier on in the season, even look at like the Brentford game, for example, you'd have seen our heads drop. It doesn't necessarily happen at home, because I'll say all the, home games have been tight, but, obviously we responded well. Osho, you did say he'd eventually get his goal in the Premier League. Obviously got a very good header as well. And it was good to see, man. It's good to see, it was a great header. Raya, as much as he had a bit of a blunder this game, and I've said it before, I don't know why Arsenal got him. For me, he's not much better than Ramsdale. But there we go. It was a great header anyway. Couldn't have done anything about that. Obviously, Doughty with a wicked ball in, coming straight back into the team, affecting stuff straight away. And yeah, what did you make of them first 2 goals? Obviously, Arsenal's first one and Osho's.
The first one, it's stuff that you can maybe get away with in the Championship, but you ain't necessarily going to get away with it in the Premier League, especially when your back line's weak. I can't remember who it was who played the back pass to Kaminsky. Bell, yeah. And Kaminsky panicked a little bit, put it out for a throw in. Bosch take quick throw in. That's how I would, that was our fault basically, like in that respect. But yeah, to have the confidence to, as you said, not let our heads drop, and working at set pieces as well. They're coming off now, because that's what we were saying before. We need to be getting these corners, getting these, crosses into the box and stuff. Yeah, great corner and a good header. Yeah, Raya possibly. I do think that there's a lot of just over hype about it, though. Do you know what I mean? Or boys playing Luton, the only reason they scored 3 is because of him. Oh, I know this crap that is. That goal, that was a very good header. Simple as that. So yeah, and quick as well. So yeah, I was pleased with that. Not pleased, obviously, with their goal, but pleased with how it come back.
Responded,
doing, yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so as obviously, like I said, Osho's first goal in the Premier League. That's good to see. But yeah, obviously the half went on, and to be fair, we was having, more of the ball, in the first half at times, towards, after we scored anyway. And then, it's a stage where, when I was watching it, I was saying, if we can go in at half time 1-1, I'll take that. Definitely take that. We'll be the happier side, obviously. And, then we can sort of pounce on it. Didn't quite, unfortunately, happen. Jesus scored. Out of all the goals, this is probably, and the first one, this was probably the one I was most frustrated with. Just for the fact, how much space he actually had when he headed it. Obviously, Ben White played it in. Jesus obviously made it 2-1. Like I say, not too long before half time. What did you make of the goal, Dad?
Yeah, I watched it back a few times. Yeah, it was good cross, etc. But there should have been marking there, like Kabore was chasing shadows, and is a bit disappointing, and that's what we got to sort of cut out a little bit more. But we have got certain defenders out. I think Lockyer would have helped out a lot in that sort of situations. But it is what it is. You give these players the chance, they're gonna take it. You got to pick them up. So easy header, wasn't it? Really.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Can't miss from there. So yeah, it was slightly disappointing, but we're still in the game, and that's it. That's what it's about. We're still in the game, and we proved that when coming up for the second half.
Yeah, and what I was going to say, second half. At half time, it felt weird. Usually we're having a 0-0 at half time. But yeah, obviously there was a lot of goals. It was a good first half to watch. I wasn't too disheartened with it because, like I say, when they scored, we responded. Very shortly after, which was good to see. Just a bit frustrated with how we conceded that second goal. Like I say, the marking and that sort of thing. And the first goal, Bell, he should have done a better pass, but at the same time, he was playing in centre back. We know he's not good enough there. People are being way too harsh on it. Like, in my opinion, in centre back, it's not his position. We have to make do with what we have to make do with.
Yeah.
And you do see some people, right? Obviously, back your players and that sort of thing. But Kabore, I'm going to get more into it. Obviously on the player ratings and that, but everyone sticks up for him a bit more. He hasn't been impressive for me. Going forward a few times this season, yeah, he's been all right. But doing his main job, defending, he hasn't been good enough. It's like before Jacob Brown scored, everyone was like, yeah, but he's coming back well and doing well. That's not the main thing he has to do. Scoring goals or at least getting assists and being that attacking threat. And, it does annoy me a little bit because he's technically not even our player as well. Do you know what I mean? But there we go. I'll get more into that. But yeah, going into the second half, obviously responded well. Again, similar to obviously when they got the first goal. Elijah gets off the mark. Well, say gets off the mark, gets his third goal this season in the Premier League. Obviously a header, and it was a good header. It was a good header. Obviously, Raya come rushing out. That goal, I don't really know why people are blaming him, to be honest. I thought their defence should have done better in that one. But Elijah gets on the mark. Doughty with another assist, in this game. And again, from another corner. And I remember looking at the statistics, 2 corners in the game at that time and 2 goals. So you can't really complain. And yeah, it was a great header by Elijah. And again, it's one of them where it's difficult to put him out of the team. Without going into it too much, especially against Man City, where you see Ederson, he's not always in the box. As a goalkeeper, like sometimes when they're, Man City are high up, he's quite, higher up for a goalkeeper. So with Elijah's pressing as well, which you saw glimpses of in this game, I think he needs to start in this one as well. But yeah, what did you make of that second goal? Second goal for us.
Yeah, confidence is up, and it looks like it, and. He's a big, tall lad. Do you know what I mean? He causes problems for most defences. And Raya, maybe thought he could claim it, but at the end of the day, he didn't drop it. He didn't miss punch it or anything. He just got out jumped by a taller guy, a strong, powerful guy. Do you know what I mean? And that's should be credit given to Elijah for that. At the end of the day, plus the delivery was good. They didn't get it away before that. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm pleased for him. It was a good header. He got proper contact on it.
Yeah.
He just out jumped the keeper. And it's like, that, it wasn't a mistake. For me, mistakes for keepers is when they punch it in the net or, things like that. I just think it's just doing it. And it's just a media hype. Just a load of bollocks, really. Because they were cutting. I see loads of clips. Because they always go to think about Matey Boy on the bench, right? The other goalkeeper, who I don't think's all that either. Right?
No.
Everyone's like going on, no, he's much, much better, and he did it. I don't think so. And they just keep cutting to him, and when he's wait for him to smile, I guarantee you, there's probably cameras on him, dickheads, right? Cameras. Yeah, they swing the camera on him, during the match and that. But I guarantee you, there's cameras looking at it, someone looking at him, going, right, right, yeah, quick, like he's having a laugh and a joke, quick, put the camera on him, and then they clip it up and they're going, oh, this was his reaction when he went to try and save this ball. Now it's all a load of fucking nonsense, mate. Sky TV and that, they're so bad. Try and get managers sacked. Talk about the Spurs manager. Oh, he's refusing to change his philosophy, even though they've done this, that, and the other. Like, shut up. You're just a TV presenter, mate. Shut your mouth. Do you know what I mean? It does my head in. And it just takes credit away from our performance, really, which I'd say was up there with one of the best performances of the season. And, you know, considering the players we had out. And, yeah, I just don't. It just annoys me.
Well, it's like Jackie says here, we're the first team to get 3 past Arsenal.
But that's because of the keeper.
And going into it, just quickly, sorry to cut you off, but just quickly, we were, they were the lowest team conceded or something this season going into that game as well.
Yeah. They had loads of clean sheets and everything.
Yeah.
He's been in goal, hasn't he? That guy's been in goal, hasn't he?
Yeah, more of them now, yes, yeah.
More mistakes than this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's ridiculous. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. No, 100%. Like I say, more so that goal for me is the defence. Well, they should have been the ones going out. But there we go. We're not Arsenal fans, so we're not fussed.
When you put pepper on. That's what we find out. That's why teams are starting to do it now.
Yeah, exactly. But then we made it 3-2. We took the lead. Ross Barkley on his birthday. That was obviously good to see. And big up, Dad, because you called it. You said he'd score.
Yeah.
I looked back at it the other day. I was like, yeah, fair play. But obviously on his birthday, the celebration, love that. Obviously, you know, to obviously the Kenny end. And, you know, well placed finish, you know, by him. Good link up. I really like the link up. You know, you saw the experience within that link up from him and Townsend in that goal. You know, the way Townsend cut in, played it across, you know, to him. You know, and Ross Barkley gets off the mark, and you know, at the moment, man, I have to always give Ross Barkley credit because, you know, obviously he's getting back into the sharpness and that sort of thing. But just the fact he's playing in CDM, you know, the last couple of games, which is obviously not his main position, and he's been playing well. Like he's been up there for man of match contentions for like a lot of the games now in that position. You know, so massive shout out to him. But yeah, it was great to see. It was great to see. You know, the 2 experienced players linking up as well. But yeah, what did you make of that goal, Dad?
Yeah, it's good link up, as you said, and it was a real low finish. You can see why they're saying, oh, because it kind of went underneath him. But again, you're discrediting Ross Barkley. He's a very, very good player, and he knows exactly what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? So, and I think it would have bounced out possibly if there was contact. It was an awkward one. These things happen, yeah. But yeah, confident, you know, driving into the box and left foot, right foot, left foot finish as well. Yeah, brilliant. And then I was like, well, I was going mental at that point. And it made it like 1988 all over again to a certain degree. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
And then then we done what we normally do.
And then I had to shout you out on the vlog from home. I wasn't quite doing it each other like we usually do. So I was doing it with Vinashe, but I had to shout you out, Dad, because literally as soon as they, you know, scored a few minutes later, I had to give the memories of the Crystal Palace game. And annoyingly, it's Kai Havertz, which was frustrating. You know, I didn't even really expect it. I actually thought, you know what, this is a game where, as much as it's Arsenal, the hardest team out of the lot that we've, you know, conceded straight away to, I thought, you know, we might actually hold on this time, 3rd time lucky, because the other teams were Burnley and Palace, wasn't it, really? So I was like, 3rd time lucky, you know, might hold on to it. But no, Havertz obviously scored. I can't really, this is the one goal from the top of my head I can't really remember.
Yeah, well, basically, like, it was in midfield, lost it in midfield, like, one of their players just sort of hits like a backwards, hopeful, you know, kick like towards bait. Do you know what I mean? Sort of, and then their 2 runners in, we sort of got caught a little bit. Yeah, ball watching slightly, and then it was quite an keeper come rushing out to try and but he just passed it to Havertz, and it was an easy finish really. He just almost like he was just running, and it just almost like just hit him and went in, kind of almost. It went, but it's Arsenal, isn't it? You've got to be switched on against these teams. And sometimes, the further the season goes on, then you'll know that certain players they just haven't got that in them. So that's when you start getting players that have got that in them. Do you know what I mean? But we was missing Lockyer. Burke's been out, and we've had 3 very good players out for.
And I've said it about them. I would say they're Lockyer, Anderson, Burke, in my opinion, are probably 3 of our 4 main centre backs. Because the other one, say it's Osho, isn't it?
They were starting the games earlier in the season.
So that's the thing, yeah, exactly. And we thought, when Osho come back, it'd be hard for him to come in because how well Burke was doing. But then obviously Burke got an injury. But yeah, obviously 3-3. Then we made some changes, attacking ones, which it's good to see. Go at it, go at them. We were showing when we did, we were causing threats, and that's another thing I said on the vlog from home in the first half. As much as I was a bit gutted with how we conceded, obviously both the goals. At the same time, we were showing that we could go at them, so let's do it. And then, funny enough, I said it, and Elijah obviously scored when I was talking about it. That was pretty insane. But obviously, we made some changes. Morris come on. I was thinking, like a lot of Luton fans, I'm sure you was, Dad, right, step up now. You're on the bench, step up, sort of be like how Brown and Elijah was, like I said earlier, where they had to come on and prove why they should start games. I was hoping that from Morris. Didn't quite work out. Chong come on. Again, I thought he'd maybe make an impact, but he was struggling to get on the ball really in this game. And then obviously Chio come on, which was obviously good to see him come on. But again, it wasn't a standout from him what we used to see him, but he wasn't terrible. And then obviously made some more changes. These were later on. These were literally 2 minutes plus the 600 minutes. Clark come on, and then obviously Giles come on as well. See Ruddock and Doughty come off. And then, last 15 minutes, I was saying to Anache, I was saying, mate, he was like, why are you so stressed? I was like, mate, I know what we're like. These 15 minutes, you guys are putting pressure on us. I was like, just if we can hold on to this, the confidence booster that'll give going into the Man City game as well. Thinking about it now, we'll still be there in the way because
it might even
how well we played. We literally gave it our best. You saw Menji, like he was so upset, he was gutted. He's absolutely gutted. And again, obviously we'll get more into it. But Man City are on a bit of a weird run, which is weird to say with Man City. But obviously we'll save that for tomorrow. But I was just saying, like, oh, come on, man, just hold on, boys, just hold on, like. And then obviously Kabore. There was a free kick. I think it was silly to do, considering all the pressure Arsenal were putting on us. I just didn't think it was a great decision. Yes, we cleared it away, rare tear, but we've got, and then they got back onto it. But we've got to be dealing with this stuff better. We can't be giving stuff like that, especially to Arsenal, who, when, Zinchenko come on, I thought he was good for them, and obviously he can provide good crosses into the box. Odegaard as well, he obviously done well in this game. I was saying we can't, they can provide good crosses, so you're just giving them more of an opportunity. Then obviously they scored. You would not thought Rice would score the winner, out of all players. It was a great header. Osho couldn't have done anything about it, but I think we could have prevented it better by not giving it away. For me. And that goes back to what I say about Kabore. Yes, he's done well going forward at times. I wouldn't even say he's been overly great at that because the amount of games, right, where he's crossed it in and they went into Rose Ed and that, it's like, what's going on? Do you know what I mean? Like, but defensively, I've not been convinced. you know, if you're basing it on paper, obviously I know football's not always looked at on paper and that sort of thing, but you would say, right, him, Townsend, Ross Barkley are probably our best players because one, obviously, Kabore is on loan from Man City, and then two, the others, you know, just numerous amount of experience in the Premier League. You know, Townsend and Bartley obviously done well. Kabore's not done good enough for me. It's not done good enough, and you know, if he carries on like this, either Man City are going to get rid of him or they're going to loan him out again. They're definitely not going to keep him, but silly free kick to give away for me because they're putting pressure on us as it is. And yeah, but a great header. You know, Osho couldn't have done anything about that, and it was gutting. It was gutting. But your thoughts on the goal, Dad, and the last
Yeah,
15 minutes?
yeah, it was. You know, I didn't really see. I know it's a silly free kick to give away, but I didn't really see who it was at the time. And you know, he has been a bit clumsy in that, but it's just inexperience, right, for me. I don't think he's one of our best players at all.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. But on paper, you would say
I'd
because
make
he's
a bit about what paper said, just because he's at Man City. There's plenty of players that have been at big clubs and have done nothing in their careers. You know, Liverpool players. There's been loads of players that have been playing for Liverpool, like youngsters and that, gone on. You know, played a couple of games and that, and then got nothing. So it don't mean nothing to me. That it is what it is. You can't. You've got to stay switched on there. And again, maybe if we'd have had Lockyer at the back, we could have prevented it. But it is what it is. I see a lot of people have talked about, oh, there was only meant to be 6 minutes and there was 7 minutes. I can't. It's just clutching at straws, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? There's always thing, you know, taking ages with throwing, it gets added on. Do you know what I mean? Like things like that. Just gutting, but all I wanted was the performance, and we got that.
yeah.
It would have been nice, but eventually we've got to do it. We're going to beat one of the big boys, I'm surely. We got Man City next, and they're going to be hurting, and we're the perfect team on paper to get, you know, them back on track. You know, pundits already. Ian Wright's, I mean, he was, and that, but they did act like they'd won the league, though. It was quite funny to watch that a little bit. And Ian Wright was doing the same, and then apparently, like, they've done predictions already for the Man City. I don't know if this was after the Arsenal game or before. I'm thinking it was before because he's gone like, Roy Keane apparently said 3-1, and Ian Wright went, "What, you reckon they'll get a goal?" Mug. Do you know what I mean? We'll put 3 past Arsenal, mate. Do you know what I mean? So, and just things like that, just sort of stuck up his fucking entitled shit. And I thought it was all right, but some of them comments are just disrespectful himself. You know what I mean? I don't think he likes Luton, but who gives a fuck? Yeah, it was gutting, but good performance. Declan Rice gave us respect. The manager gave us respect before the game, and obviously after.
Big up to Arteta for that. I didn't expect that, if I'm being honest.
You know, we had players out.
Yeah.
And we gave them a game. Simple as that. You know, runners up last season, getting better. Got some world class players in their team who were playing. Yeah, in fully fledged internationals in that team, mate. Yeah, how many? All of them: Saka, Odegaard, White, Jesus, Rice, Havertz, Martinelli. All of them, pretty much. Yeah. What can you say? What can you say? And I did say, like before, like, this is Luton. We didn't come from the conference of the Premier League for nothing. Yeah, we didn't win a ticket the way people would go on. It wasn't a raffle. Yeah, it wasn't a lottery. Yeah, we built and worked hard for it on you know, the whole spirit of the town and the people, and the whole thing is a philosophy in the club. Yeah, and that just keeps going on and on. We're seeing a lot of it now, and people play like Ross Barkley's involved in that. That's what I'm saying. He's the perfect sort of player to, you know, be involved in that type of setup. Look how he's thriving. ridiculous, mate.
Yeah, no, it's true. Like I say, especially with him, that he's not even playing. Ideally, where we'd love him to play, but we just got to make do with it. But yeah, no, absolutely. Obviously, before we get into the power rating, big up to everyone inside and go through some comments. Big up to Jamie, says, all right, mate. Yeah, I'm good, thanks, mate. Hope you're well. Obviously, his predictions for obviously Blades play tomorrow and obviously Luton on Sunday. 2-2 for us. You know, we definitely take that. Obviously, won't get into it till tomorrow, but definitely take that. And Blades 1-1. Yeah, I will be releasing my Premier League predictions shortly after this stream. So yeah, do check them out. But that's big up to Chris. Says big up lads. The results versus 2 title contenders showing you belong in this league. Where's the Luton relegated at Christmas? Yeah, them Herbert's gone missing. That's facts. You know, and also, you know, going back to what you said, Dad, about even write a score prediction or whatever. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if we're scoring 3 against Arsenal, who, like I say, like Jackie said, obviously no other team's done that this season. And also the fact, if you're basing it right now, because they are top of the league, they are the best team in the league right now. So why can't we score at least 1 against City? What's he waffling? Especially at home as well, where we've had tight games with everybody that we played. You know, Liverpool, Arsenal, West Ham. We went to Tottenham and won yesterday. Not a lot of people would have expected that. You know, a tight game with them, should have really drew. You know, so it's stuff like that. Yeah, of course. Gutting to lose for you guys, but sums up you're proud of the performance. Obviously, not proud of losing. Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly, mate. Like, it's just one of them. Yeah, no, exactly. Mistakes are when goalkeepers start messing around at the back, doing step overs with the ball. Yeah, or just taking, you know, them extra touches and, you know, that sort of thing. Like, even though it wasn't a goalkeeper, Trippier yesterday, what was he doing? What was he doing? Obviously, that was frustrating for us as well.
Apparently, yeah, he's done it twice.
Yeah, because obviously that put us in the relegation zone, but obviously we have got to focus on ourselves. But at the same time, yeah, I was stupid by him. I don't know what he was doing. Phoned out that he was on my FPL. I took him out now. Notice the snobbery from media. Arsenal mistakes at Luton game. Why were they making mistakes? Because of Luton putting pressure on them. Media have a brain to pee. Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. We touched on that. Big up to Luca. Big up yourself. And yeah, no, exactly, Jackie. Exactly that. And then loads of people agreeing with you, Dad, on your comments. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to press that. I will get into team news because it is quite positive, to be fair. After we've done the player ratings. No worries, Stephen, mate. Big up yourself. And so yeah, there we go with that. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Liverpool's 12th man. Tough loss against those Gooners. On the bright side, you get the opportunity to shock the world against 1-1-15, obviously bantering Man City. But it would still be, you know, obviously if we did do that, because you know Man City obviously they're heavily the favourites still, despite losing or not winning in, was it 4-5 in a row or something?
4 in a row.
4 in a row. That's it. I know it was one of them. But yeah, there we go with that. Let's get into the player ratings. So yeah, there we go with that. So player ratings. Kaminsky in goal. Conceded 4, but couldn't have done anything. It's just a constant thing. What we keep saying with him. You know, I can't think from the top of my head if there was any standout saves or, you know, compared to what there's been. You know, with him. So it's a bit difficult though, because obviously he did concede 4. So I can't really go high. I'm going to go. I'll go with 6.5.
Yeah, agree. 6.5. Couldn't do a lot. Didn't you know? I have to make. He made a couple of decent saves, like catch his position and that, but he couldn't really do a lot with all of them goals really. So yeah, 6.5. He'll be disappointed with that, but hopefully he puts in a good performance on Sunday.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then moving on to Menji, obviously good to see him back. Obviously, I thought it'd maybe be Lockyer in and him not, but yeah, obviously good to see he was in this game. And again, I remember them 15 minutes. It was sort of like Palace, where he was just clearing everything away, or what he could anyway, till that moment where it happened, the free kick. But obviously, that was nothing to do with him. I thought he was decent. I'm going to go for 7.
Again, conceded 4. I feel he was still carrying a bit of an injury. He's still done all right, but I still think we've sort of rushed him back a little bit, if that makes sense. I don't think that I could be completely wrong, but I just think, he conceded 4 in it. What can I say? I'm going to give him 6.5.
Fair enough. And then Osho obviously got his first goal in the Premier League. I say a great header. Again, it's going to be one of them repair things, but we did concede 4. But he did score. So again, I'm gonna go the same as Menji. I'm gonna go with 7.
Yeah, I'll give him 7, definitely. Great header. He just loves playing, and we can see it. Like, we got him from Reading. Remember when we got him from Reading? Nathan Jones signed him, I believe, and he started off a little bit shaky, and then he got a few cards and that. But I think he was a bit unlucky with a few of them. Let's be honest. And he's just grown and grown and got better and better. What could proves that he can play in the Premier League as well. So the worst thing that if we get relegated, we got certain players who've been used to playing at this level and coping. They're on form in the Championship. It's just going to be good for us, isn't it? So and he can score as well. That's what I like. And I knew he'll score again. He'll score more.
Yeah,
nice goals for us. Scored against Watford. Scored against Arsenal. Nice. 7.
Yeah, that was a good save actually. The one in the first half where he it was like going towards the top left. Yeah, I know what you're about. That was a good save. Yeah. Menji 7 says Hano, and then a 7.5 for Ojo. Fair enough. And then moving on to Bell. Obviously, like I say, it's not ideal to be putting him here, but we got to do with what we had to do. In that sense, it weren't a great pass back. That's not necessarily, you can't really say, that's him being in centre back. He should be doing better on the pass. There's not really any excuses there. Yeah, not great from him. In this game, I'm gonna say I'm going for a 6 for Bell.
Yeah, I agree. I'll give him a 6. We know it's out of position. It's quite difficult up against Saka and that. Just sort of getting left a little bit, but we know like this. We know he's not. That's not. He's not natural. He plays in his natural position, and that he's fine. And let's be honest. Especially going forward in that. I felt that Doughty helped him out quite a lot with Saka. So yeah, and we were like, on him. We got a couple of yellow cards. Like I say, it's not normally, but you've got to be aggressive sometimes. Stop against ball players and that. Do you know what I mean? World-class players. You've got to put it on them. They don't like it. It's quite funny. Whoa, you're not allowed to tackle me, ref. Yeah, he is. There were some crap decisions in there, especially in the second half. I'll get into it. But, yes, 6 for Bell, but I'm hoping that if we got luckier back, then he'd go back in his normal position for Man City, because I know that Kabore is not playing because he's ineligible, which will probably mean that Doughty will start on the right. But
Yeah, no, absolutely. Big up to Chris. Says great streams always, lads. Have to head into Blackpool for our game tomorrow. Away to Blackpool. I expect battering, but said the same at Bolton. Good away day regardless. Yeah, it is. Yeah, obviously I done it 2 years on the trot when we was in the Championship, and they obviously was as well. And witnessed a win both times. Obviously a 3-0, and then the one we went to, Dad, the 1-0. Luke Berry on.
The ref for the Man City game is the same ref who refereed that game. So,
oh, mad.
He's refereed a few of our games, to be fair. So, Forest game, I think, as well. Ref.
Yeah.
And the one where we played Reading in the cup, and Andy Carroll handballed the second goal or whatever, and he got sent off. He refed that game as well.
Oh, the one in the league, that was it, the 1-1 game.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, I remember that. So yeah, obviously did a watch along. Even if we lose, I enjoy chips. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, Bell 5.5. That's fair enough. I was thinking, going there. Well, I'll go with 6. Kabore, right? I'd say he was okay in the first half going forward, but that's obviously we bring in wing backs to be good at that as well. And you've seen it in the ones we've had over the years. Bree, Dre, mate, that sort of thing. But I don't know, man. Just defensively, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure. I do worry. About him. I'm gonna go with a. It might sound low, but I'm just annoyed at the end. I'm going for 5.5.
No, I ain't gonna go that low. I'll give him a 6. I think he struggled in this game a little bit. I think he's still getting scripts. I do believe there is a good player in there, but I think he's you always get certain players who do struggle in it at a club, and it could be a mental thing as well. To disrespect to us, obviously, with a mighty fucking Luton Town, but for him, I've been at Man City and that. Do you know what I mean? He might just think, but is he struggling to buy into the rest of the team? Like, is he not putting? Do you know what I mean? We don't know, but on his days, look good. Let's be honest. In a couple,
Yeah,
of
like
days,
Liverpool, he was quality.
but he was a bit clumsy, a bit. This what we saw from him initially and things like that. Comes going into challenges, not really tracking his man and things like that. So yes, 6. I ain't gonna go too low. 6.
Yeah,
Oh,
fair enough. Hanno's flickering between the 6 and the 7. Right. Moving on to Doughty, like I say, good to see him back. 2 assists for him in this game as well. Think of that. 2 corners, two goals. Obviously, when we had it at 2-2. So yeah, good to see him back. It's going to be hard to take him out of the team again, like it was previously. Whether you put him on the left or the right of that wing back. Like you say, obviously it would make sense to put him on that right, especially if Kabore being out on Sunday or not available. Because obviously it's against City. I'm gonna say for Doughty, like I say, he got 2 assists. So he could be up there for a man of the match, especially considering it's his first game back as well, since obviously the injury. I'm gonna go for 7 for Doughty.
I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was excellent. Excellent delivery. Worked his stocks off again, relishing playing in the Premier League, proving that he can do it as well. Done Saka a couple of times. Quality, absolute quality. Especially, I really like Doughty. Seriously, 8 up there for man of the match. But 8, yeah, 100%.
I'd agree that he's up there for man of the match. Definitely, like I say, we've always seen it. We say it numerous times, but that game against West Ham in a friendly, that's just when you see it there and you're like, yeah, he's going to be good. 7.5 for Doughty says Hanno. FPL Doughty could be a shout, to be fair. I've actually took Morris out of mine and put Chio in.
Absolutely, man. Don't even know why I haven't done that. It's because you're looking at everyone else in the midfielders and stuff. You know what I mean? It's good. It's a good shout.
Yeah, exactly. There's that as well. He was proper
I think he's up there with most successful crosses into the box and that. I think he's probably up there.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, I think he was top. He might have been top. But he's definitely top 2. I know that for sure.
I think Trippier was the only one who was above him or something.
Yeah,
like
that would make sense. Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Moving on to the midfield, Ruddock, against the team he supports, I thought, you know what, he might pull up with a goal. Obviously, I said on the preview, I don't want to go with him fully to score because, he could have one of them games. But then again, I thought, you know what, against the team he supports, he might, but not really too much in this game, to be honest. I thought this would be a game where we're seeing him shine a bit more because, like I say, want to play well. Obviously, want to play well every game, but this game, more so. But no, I didn't really see much from him. I can remember. So for me, I'm just going to go with 6.
I'll give him a 6.5. I think he was just a bit cautious. He generally played his passes pretty well on that, but he's not. comparing to certain other players, like going forward in that now, like let's be honest, we've had him since the conference times and that, and I just think this level's probably, he can play football obviously, but I think like Premier certain level, I think it's just a little bit too far for him. And he did have that chance and his eyes lit up and that, and he done what he does 8-9 times out of 10, and just when he scores bangers, he scores bangers, and I still reckon he'll score this season. I want him to score.
Oh yeah, it is still written for him to do that.
100%, man. Even if it gets to the end of the season and he ain't scored, if we get a penalty, mate, give him fucking mudder. You know what I mean?
Fulham last game of the season to stay up.
Or in every single league.
Up.
I don't think any player's ever done that. Scored in every single. Oh, they might have done, but not for the same club.
Not for the same. No one's done it for the same club. Yeah, that's the difference.
So come on, by 6.5. And he's been filling in. And to be fair, the games we've won, he's been starting or performing. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
You got to give him that. Like obviously, people like it's good to have in the dressing room and things like that as well. 6.5. I've got a feeling that now we've got Nakamba and Lokonga back, then he's probably going to go on the bench, and it'd be interesting to see if we change sort of formations a little bit.
Yeah,
you can get Barkley forward now, surely.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's the thing.
Park and Barkley, like obviously they're the more kind of attacking midfielders, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting. I might have to have a little look at, when we had Nakamba in there, what was we do? I know Barkley's been playing there, but when Barkley and Nakamba, I don't think we've had the situation.
No.
Nakamba injured, so Barkley's sort of played in that, but he definitely.
I've had one game, like one or two, but I don't even think we've had two. With Nakamba.
Again, it seems to suit him. Let's be honest. He's 30, but he still looks fit and that, like energetic and stuff. But maybe it's still cool to play him there. You know what I mean?
And do you go with both of them because they're both getting back, or do you let one of them come on?
Nah, I don't think both of them can't work. I think Nakamba will start, definitely.
Yeah, that would make more sense because he knows the team a bit more, and also he has played games more recent than he. So
yeah, it'd probably just be Nakamba for Ruddock, without getting too much into it. And then I think yeah.
6.5. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, literally, I've done that. Did I do it last week? I might have done it the week before, but I literally done the same thing as well. And then Hanno's gone for 6 for Ruddock as well. Moving on to Barkley, obviously on his birthday, like I said, getting a goal. Obviously, well done. Big up to him. Like I say, every time I have to give him a massive shout out. Playing in that CDM position, and how well he's doing. He's getting his sharpness as well, still, game by game. So yeah, for me, if I had to give a man a match, I'll give it to him. So based on that, I'm gonna go with an 8 for Ross Barkley.
I'm gonna give him a 9. He's my man of the match. I thought he was unreal. He was making the Arsenal players look shit. Do you know what I mean? Not shit, but he was the best player on the pitch. Apparently, Declan Rice told him that as well, and I fully agree.
Yeah,
I've never lost the ball. His ball carrying skills were one of the best I've ever seen. For Luke, I'm telling you now, good finish. Likes playing for the club, obviously. Do you know what I mean? Maybe I think he could play in any team in the Premier League. I honestly do. The quality, he was getting past players and they resorting to fouling him and that. And there was another moment where, similar to Liverpool, where he carried it out defence, and then played it forward. I don't think it quite worked with the other players, but he was just constantly on the ball. It weren't like it weren't necessarily he was winning the tackles. It was what he was doing when he had the ball. Like, it's so hard to get the ball off of him. Do you know what I mean? And it's good to have a player like that in your squad. Yeah. when you've got lesser players, because then that in training they have to do that against him, and some of them it'll make them better. Do you know what I'm saying? But like Doughty, for instance, I think he's improved since he's been in the Premier League because of players like that. I think he learns from it. He's very intelligent.
Like he's looking at the Palace game where he's getting onto his passes and stuff.
Yeah, and Chio's the same. Unbelievable signing. We signed someone from Rotherham. They got no mate. He's one of. I guarantee you, there'll be Premier League clubs getting in for him. When he was going forward and he bodied, Odegaard was trying to grab him, and he just, bodied him. Basically, got past him, as he's been doing to most players in the Premier League. Let's be honest. I blew it up for a foul. Wasn't a foul at all.
That was BS.
So they said they're meant to be allowing the games to be a bit more physical. There was nothing like that. He didn't slap him in the face. Then we just sort of went. He was trying to wrestle with him. He wrestled him out of the way a little bit. Done a swerve and that. Got past him, mate. That'd have been a great opportunity. So yeah, no, man of the match, 9 goal, just performance. Just every time he's on the ball, you're just like, yeah, you're getting more confident. It was even moments where you're like, he's going to lose it in a minute, lose him. He don't. You get out of it. 2-3 players on him and that. He's like, do you know what I mean? He just disappears. Unbelievable. Like, we knew he was a good player, but he carries on like that. You've got to go back to like, this is some of the best football that he's probably played. He just needs more goals than bangers.
You said he will get a banger at some point.
Hopefully Sunday. Hopefully it's on Sunday.
Yeah, true. Hanno's gone Barkley at 8.5 to 9, so he's flickering between them two. Yeah, he's quality. I'll say best player for us. And then moving on to the front three. Obviously, we'll start off with Brown. Now he got a yellow card. I can't really remember it, if I'm being honest.
Silly challenge.
I thought maybe going into it, like I said, I did think he deserved to start definitely after 2 out of 2 goals. Morris not really pulling strings, but I thought maybe he'd be a bit higher up where Elijah was. But Brown, I can't think of too much right or wrong, so I'm just going to go over 6.5.
Yeah, I think problem. Yeah, I agree.
I'm still starting though next game.
I think it was like kind of on. I think was he on the right side of that or the left?
Yeah, he was on the right apparently. Yeah,
didn't really have that much support from like Kabore going forward or Ruddock. Do you know what I mean? Kind of thing. So, and then he got the yellow card. So 6.5. We've seen better from him, but he scored in 2 games previous to that, so we can't be knocking him. But he's come on. He's kind of been up front more.
That's the thing.
We've got a lot of energy. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts again on Sunday.
Yeah, no, I'm the same.
I don't know, because I feel we need Chio because he's just pace and
take anyone on. Yeah,
he makes Man City because they've got a lot of strong players. Man. You've got to upset.
True. Diaz, Guardiola. There's a few to name. Barkley 9. Big up to Paul as well.
Yeah,
same. Brown 7. Fair enough. And then moving on to Townsend. Obviously, like I said, the assist was brilliant. The experience link up for the Ross Barkley goal. I just really like the way he cut in and then played it across. Back over, because there's a few times it was out to Townsend and Barkley on that. Obviously, that build up. But yeah, great assist. Good to see. And hopefully he gets more assists. Obviously as it goes on, and he'll most likely extend in January. He's already said he wanted to, and it would benefit us as well if he did. So, yeah, when it comes to Townsend rating, I'm gonna go with I'll go for 7 for Townsend.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. He's looking sharper in each game, and he's got that experience, and he's composed on the ball, measured on the ball, and has the intelligence and the skill. What I mean, to lay it off to Barkley, who was calling for it, and he's just getting and works so hard as well. So, I mean, he's actually older than Barkley, but he was always running to track their players down and things like that. So I've got a feeling that he possibly won't start, but he'll come on like similar to in the 60th minute or something like that. But yeah, he works extremely hard and positioning and organisational skills. Like he could potentially end up being the captain, maybe at some point himself. But yeah, 7.
Yeah. Hamilton was 6.5. Interesting. Fair enough. Moving on to the last player, obviously out the starting 11. Elijah obviously got a goal. Great header. Obviously his third goal in the Premier League this season. And obviously previously scoring against Burnley. Don't really like to talk about that game, to be honest, but I felt sorry for players like him and Chong. He made a massive impact when they come on in that one. But yeah, obviously scored in that game and then obviously scored to level things up in that memorable away day against Nottingham Forest, and then obviously scored in this game in an unfortunate loss. So, it's one where I definitely would start in next game as well. In this one, and he was good. He was good in the game. He's being effective, and yeah, obviously got on the score sheet. So Elijah, for me, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with a 7.5 for Elijah in this game.
7.5.
I was thinking maybe slightly higher.
No, 7.5, and I think he worked really hard. Obviously, got his goal. Confident to go up for. Well, we know he's good at them, and I think that's the first header he's scored this season, maybe.
Yeah, Burnley was on the floor, and so was Forest. Forest was that control when that finished, wasn't it?
Yeah, and we know he's good at that, and he needs to be using that more. And you've got to be starting him in that respect because he's taller than a lot of the defenders. He's strong. He's quick as well in them moments. So yeah, I was really pleased for him. Worked hard. It was good to see him starting as well. Won a couple of free kicks as well. And seems because Morris don't seem to. He gets fouled loads, but they don't seem to like give him the free kicks. Whereas I've noticed with Elijah, he seems to get them more. So there's always little tweaks and that fine margins in the Premier League, isn't it? 7.5.
Yeah, Hano's gone with the same as us as well. And then moving on to the substitutes. Obviously, we've done maximum substitutes, which is obviously 5. Morris, I'll say, I was hoping it was a step up, sort of, like I've said, like it's been for Brown and Elijah, where they've come on and if they want to start, they've got to impact the game and do stuff, and they both have, obviously, scoring goals. Morris gave away the ball a few times.
Yeah, he did. That's not like him either, normally.
No. And that's why I say it like how I did, very surprised, because I was like, what's going on? Like, come on, man, he's better than this. Usually holds the ball up very well.
Yeah, there weren't dangerous balls that he gave away, but then it was quite sloppy from him. I don't know if it's because he's come off the bench and he's not used to it, or his confidence is lacking a little bit. I think it's more that. Yeah.
Rating, I'll say it can't really be a high one. So I'll say it was sloppy and it weren't good enough, for his standards. So I'm going with 5.5.
No, I give it that low. I'll give him a 6. I like Morris. I don't, Yeah, I'll just give him a 6.
Thought mine was low, Dad. I know it's gonna be a 3.
I think it's lacking a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Come on, hopefully, steps up and has a bit of what Elijah and Brown said, like I said. Chong is the next player. For me, I'm just going to go straight in standard 6. He wasn't able to do what he
got that, to be honest. Yeah, he didn't really get on the ball too much, did he?
Yeah. Do what he's known for doing and able to do usually.
Yeah, when he come on, like we was getting under pressure, I think, that time, so he didn't really have the chance to get forward. So I'll just give him a 6.
Yeah. Chio, next one. I'm going to go with 6.5. I felt, obviously that one that they said was a foul. I agree with you. That was just nonsense. And, he had his moments where he's going forward, taking on players. much better than the Brentford game. You know, obviously a lot of players weren't great in that game, obviously, but much better. And he was going forward and then doing that. And in the Brentford game, didn't quite see it. So 6.5 for me.
Yeah, same 6.5 of Chio. He's hopefully going to start the next game, as I said. But yeah, 6.5.
And then moving on to the last two, obviously come on at the same time. Clark, come on with 2 minutes plus the added time. I think I'm just going to go with a standard 6.
Yeah, 6 for both of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Giles. It's good to see Giles is actually getting on now, and
yeah,
I'm sure he's not too far away from potentially starting. It's just because of the position. We're saying, but we don't really play with wing backs, if that makes sense. Like attacking one, we do. Like Doughty's kind. You know what I mean?
and I feel more so for him if he is going to start. He is going to be at home.
Not getting ahead of Doughty. It's simple as that.
No.
For a lot of money and stuff. And I don't think he can play on the right.
No.
Either.
And even then, the other options start haven't you? So
if Doughty gets injured or whatever, then he's going to have to prove why we signed him, basically. Do you know what I mean? Certain players cost us 5 million now, but there's players that cost us a lot less and are doing much better. Do you know what I mean? So he did have put one cross into the box, which was pretty dangerous, and then was trying to double up on their wingers and stuff when we were defending when we was under pressure. He's obviously going to be working on defensive stuff in training, regardless of the management saying, well, he's not really, we haven't brought him in, we know he's not, he's good defensively, but he's still got to work on it. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, why are you putting Brown there? Brown's a flipping striker, but he can work hard. They all do it. That's part of the philosophy, I believe. That's why certain players don't fit in with things at the club. Do you know what I mean? Because they just want to sort of dictate the play that they want to do and stuff. So, yeah, 6s for Paradise.
yeah,
good to see Clark getting minutes though.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So that's obviously the player ratings. Obviously, Ross Barkley, our best player in our opinions. Obviously Doughty close second. For the fact he got 2 assists. But yeah, let's go through some more comments. Big up to David, says big up T and your dad. Big up to yourself, mate. It's one of them, like we say, we're not disappointed because of us. It's just gutting, isn't it? It's one of them, a late heartbreak for Hatters, like it says in the title.
Yeah, I wasn't that disappointed. Yeah, I was gutted at the time, but I was more disappointed in the Brentford game. So,
yeah, of course.
And maybe no, because of the performances there. That's the thing. It's not.
Whereas Brentford is way too passive. And we said going into it, as long as the performance is there, we'll take it.
Yeah. And
we had the feeling we'd lose by the odd goal, all right, not 4-3, but who would have said that?
A lot of people was like, 5-0 easy all day long, 6.
Mate, there's even people on the TikTok, 12-0, all that.
Yeah, it's just, casuals. But yeah, got it all again. Got 2 very difficult games coming up now as well. Again, Man City and Bournemouth away. We're flying at the moment. We thought their manager was going to get a sack a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
They're flying at them. I think they're like 4 or 5 games unbeaten, maybe even more. I think the only thing there that I know we're ahead, but getting into that is their stadiums the similar size to ours, so the pitch, you know what I mean. So that might help us a little bit because we shouldn't be going there and sitting back. Yeah, they've got some.
No. It's the same when we go to Sheffield United on Boxing Day. We can't be sitting back.
Treat that almost as if it is our own game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I say, it's the same when we go to Sheffield United. We can't be sitting back like that. Not against these teams in and around us fighting for the same thing as us. We can't be doing that. But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. Disappointed because we played so well and it was gutting. But big up, David. Obviously, I told you, and you see it yourself. I see him twice on the thing I was watching it on. It's sick. I see him twice, and was a funny, quite a viral moment at the end where when Arsenal scored, they put it on one of our fans, and he put his
that
fingers.
happens all the time.
And David was next
Cameramen
to
are closer. They're just closer at our stadium. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It happens matches up and down the country, and you're, oh yeah, look at the Luton fan. You know.
Oh
sticking
yeah,
stuff.
no, I thought it was quality because David was in the picture as well, so it's one of them. But yeah, no, it's one of them, mate. It's one of them. But yeah, a few more things we want to talk about before we wrap up. So obviously that's the Arsenal game out of the way now, and yeah, two things that come out. One thing come out today, and it's obviously good to hear. Kaminsky wins save in a month for November. Obviously, that's for his save against Palace. And I did say, when we watched the game, Dad, together, and I think I said it on the Hatch show after, out of the double saves he's done this season, because he's done a few, already. The Watkins one when we played Villa. There was another one at home. I can't quite remember who it was against, but this one was definitely the best one for me because the first shot took a deflection. Deflections can be, a bit of a difficult one to save at times. And then the rebound, 9 times out of 10, whoever it is scoring that. So it's brilliant, brilliant double save. And, he's deserved it. He's deserved it. Obviously, from that Palace game, him and a few of our defenders got in team of the week. It's good to see, getting the awards and that as well. So big up to Kaminsky for that.
Yeah, man.
And then, yeah, something that was very interesting. Saw it in one of the Luton group chat, Facebook group chats I'm in, and obviously you'd have seen it as well, Dad, and a lot of us would have. Luton fans got voted the sexiest fans. I don't know who voted for it, but whoever it was, big up.
I'm basing it on they've been watching the Hatter show and stuff, yeah, but. What it is they apparently they interviewed 12,000 fans who were going to the games, etc. And I don't know why. It's what it is. Obviously, I don't know who they were asking or anything, but it's still interesting. It's obviously worked, and I think a little bit of it is it's not so much the look. I think it's like the charisma, the way people, the Luton fans carry themselves and things like that, and they're quite. Because a lot of people, Luton's a shit, Luton's this, that, and the other. All their fans are like this way, and they're seeing that they're not. And also, probably a lot of them are seeing Rob Edwards, who is probably the best looking manager in the league, as we've said before. Do you know what I mean? And then you've seen that Chelsea were right near the bottom, and this is so it's quite interesting. But I won't look too much into it. But yeah, it's quite a random thing.
Random thing to see. Yeah. I say that.
Get relegated, we can still hold on to that. Do you know?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was just funny to see that. But yeah, that is that for the Hat Show. So obviously it's been over an hour today. Obviously talk about Arsenal and then doing them little bits at the end. Like I say, I'll be back in tomorrow. Obviously we'd have done it today, and then would have done the reaction, a few days ago. But the Man City fan can't do today, tomorrow. And yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be quite a big one tomorrow. So do make sure you check that one out. 8 p.m. It's going to be a bit later on. So if you can't watch it live, just make sure you definitely watch it back on playback. So it's going to be good. And then obviously I'll be back again with a watch along, which is going to feel weird because I think the last one I did was Liverpool, if I'm correct. And, that was a very good result. So hopefully it could be a watch along thing live where we get good results. But obviously we'll get more into the Man City game tomorrow and all that. But Dad, any final things you'd like to say before we wrap up about anything?
Man City, hopefully, with another good performance. It could go over two ways. Potentially could catch up with us, but this is probably the best time to play them. We know they've got quality in that, but so have Liverpool, so have Arsenal, so have a lot of teams we played this season. Tottenham were flying when we played them. West Ham were flying when we played them. Wolves beat them. We dominated Wolves for large periods of the game at home. So it's just play with no fear and just take it. Don't sit there to get a hiding. Yeah, they're going to be angry, but maybe they'll rush their passes and things like that. It's going to be an interesting game. Performance, if we get battered, we let's be honest, we was expecting to get battered anyway by them. before ball was kicked, weren't we? It was like, yeah, that could be the one.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
It still can be, but at Luton at the present time, who knows? We'll see more tomorrow, and got some players back, so that's going to help.
Yeah, that's a good shout. So I saying about that earlier, and I nearly forgot. So yeah, this is the news quickly going into it. Obviously, just regarding players back. So Lockyer is back, Nakamba's back, and Lukonga's back. All massive. Another option in centre back again. So
Lockyer will go straight in. Nakamba will go straight in.
And then Lukonga most likely be on the bench. But at least we've got that cover with the 2 CDMs that we've got now.
Yeah.
If we wanted to, I don't think it'll happen as early as Sunday, but as games go on, we get to see Ross Barkley go higher, so that's positive. And then obviously the usual ones are still out, been out. Woodrow, but he is getting closer apparently, so that'd be a good another option for up front. And hopefully he can just because we know he's a very good finisher. Rob Edwards has said it. Lockyer. Hopefully there is a game where we do get to see that.
Yeah,
with him if he comes on like the Norwich game, for example, last season. And then obviously Burke, Potts, and Anderson are out, and Potts has been extended as well. His injury time, which one of them, and it's a bit of a difficult one because I don't know if we'll see him now in the Premier League. To be honest with us, I think he might potentially be one. Well, it's an interesting one because you say he might go in January, or we say it as fans, but who's going to get him if he's injured?
He'll go in January now because he's injured.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It'll be.
I think he was going to go on. Potentially, he's not going to be really. Even if we're in the Championship, I don't think he's really going to be get first team football now. But props to him anyway. He's been on that journey with us.
Yeah.
What a massive, vital goal at Wembley, penalty.
Yeah, exactly.
He's still got to offer some clubs anyway. I would say.
Yeah.
Not in the league, though. I don't think.
Just gutting that we maybe couldn't see him. Obviously, the FA Cup date's been announced today against Bolton. Yeah, it's gutting that we maybe couldn't see him in that game, for example. I think that'd be a good game to put him back into. But hopefully it's a speedy recovery for him, absolutely, and big up to him. Like you say, vital penalty. A lot of people weren't confident when he was taking it. I was always confident with us, to be honest, because I know Rob Edwards and that tiredly worked on it. And also I just had that feeling it was ours to do, and obviously here we are now in the Premier League. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, like I say, another Hat Show tomorrow. So obviously do tune into that 8 p.m. UK time. And yeah, we're currently on 10 likes. So big up to everyone that's tuned in. A lot of people have viewed it at the moment as well. So big up, because I know a lot of people watch it back on playback as well. So big up to yourselves for that. Obviously, do subscribe to the channel if you are new. Obviously, we're still on that one over that 1,850 mark. So big up to yourselves for that. Obviously, on the extra channel, like I said on the last one, we did get over 100 subscribers as well. So big up to yourselves for that. And then obviously follow me on TikTok and all that, where we post clips. Obviously, subscribe to the extra channel, like I say, and Instagram and that, we post them as well on T-Boys TV. And then, yeah, follow me up on everything in the description. Twitch, do gaming every now and then as well, on that, if you're interested in that sort of thing. So, yeah, do obviously follow them up as well if you haven't already. And, yeah, until tomorrow, we'll be back again with another Hat Show. And, yeah, like I say, tune in. It's going to be a good one tomorrow. So, yeah, till then, take care and peace up the town.